know, please stop cussing me out on Facebook about my opinion. They on my ass. I appreciate everybody who's on Facebook looking at the reel, sharing the reel, in my DMs. It's funny how we got a male podcast, a male centered, a male driven, a male catered to. We cater to the men. We try to angle our text towards men. We try to stay out of females' business. Let's put it like that.
We do.
They don't care.
No, they're gonna make it their business.
Absolutely. So I make a topic and I say some red flags for men about women, and the women are on my bumper.
Call center women. I told you were gonna get in trouble with that call center one.
I thought it'd be the chicks who got roommates.
It was roommates.
Yeah, the roommates. I haven't got nothing about that. It's been the OnlyFans and the call centers.
You got an OnlyFans complaint?
Yeah, that's the one I put in the group chat today.
Oh man, say more. I've been busy.
Look.
So she said that on having OnlyFans is not a red flag.
Absolutely.
Well, it wasn't, but it wasn't. No, we said not being naked on OnlyFans.
Yeah, we said if you're on OnlyFans and you're not nude, that is a red flag.
That is a red flag. Okay, so did she send our OnlyFans link?
No. Do you want to hear her response?
I definitely want to hear her response.
So, for those who not know, please be sure to follow us on Instagram at what is it? Stir
Fry Pod, TikTok Stir Fry Pod,
absolutely.
Facebook Stir Fry.
Get up with us. So originally she said each type of person, with the exception of both body girls, you gave no details on why you're saying it's a red flag. So I responded, well, all of this is geared towards two men. In our logic, with that being said, everybody at hotel, bars, and call centers are smashing. That is a fact. All right. I worked at a hotel. Everybody's sleeping with everybody. And then everybody's sleeping with the guests. Like, I just want everybody to know that. If you have somebody that works at a hotel, they are currently smashing somebody.
I have heard of someone checking into a hotel and smashing the bellhop.
Absolutely.
I've heard that. That's stupid. But
look, it is
like general manager, maybe like the bellhop.
Well, they get a lot of tips. I'm gonna let that go.
Ain't nobody getting that much tips.
That's true. And she said, I said, if you, I should put if you decide that OnlyFans is a platform you use to sell recipes, then understand that her branding and marketing is poor. If someone is using, and I also said, if someone is using, I think like a man to justify, carefree sex, that's immature. Now, this is what this young lady wrote. I can't pronounce her IG, so I'm gonna just let it go. She said, okay, just speaking in general, based on your belief and experiences, I see. But for OnlyFans, for cooking and selling recipes isn't the worst marketing tool, especially for someone just starting off. If used properly, the user could get the same benefits of paid monthly subscribers without being naked. The subscriptions could be the capital needed for one to go on to pay for their own website, app, and they already have a following. I agree with the think like a man is childish. If a woman wants sex, she should not have to come up with an elaborate excuse on why she has to. But thanks for the clarification. Now, before Mike go off, sister, I didn't respond to you just because it wasn't necessary. I asked you, first of all, I said, yo, what particular point did I make do you have a problem with? Because I felt like it was something that you had a problem with.
Yeah, I don't know what she would have had a problem with per se. I mean,
the roommates. I was assuming that.
I read what she wrote, but it's just, I think it's one of those things. Just complain to just complain.
Absolutely.
Give you a good example of that.
Okay.
I sent an article out to several of my friends this morning, lady friends, and it was basically, the article was saying that women, when they don't wear makeup, that they don't feel that men are approaching them when they don't. So and what I was trying to get her to understand. All right, here. Women share how differently they're treated with and without makeup. Right.
Okay. So I can see that.
So women are saying that they're being treated differently, which the inference is they're being treated better with makeup,
yeah,
than without makeup, right? So I sent it to one of my homegirls, and she was just like, "Oh my God, this is so true," yada yada yada, and I was just like, well. I was like, how many articles have we seen written where women say they intentionally, make themselves look plain because they get tired of the constant, consistent harassment.
Absolutely.
For men, right?
Yep.
And so I was like, you can't say both without, right? You can say both, right? Because you can change your mind.
Absolutely.
But you can't say both without clarifying that I need to signal when I want to be hollered at and when I don't want to be hollered at, right?
Absolutely.
Like you're gonna have to peacock this shit at some point, right? You're gonna have to put the feathers out and say, I want to be hollered at, right?
Look,
or you're gonna have to put them up and say, I don't want to be hollered
You heard
at.
what Aisha said, man. She want the dude washing the car to holler at her.
And again, so that becomes the problem. And what's funny is we're gonna talk about it a little bit this later on today when the red pill rabbit hole is men receive so many conflicting signals from women that they feel that women are lying to them. Like there's a feeling that like, well, women are being dishonest.
The issue I see, especially with people like the issue I see men around my age struggling with, right, and younger. They have these issues with women that say, hey, I do feel like you're sending me mixed signals, so I either stand still because if I react, then I'm disrespecting you. And so then the thing comes in, women are now, and rightfully so, are getting into the space of, yo, we expect you to know how to act. But then if they don't react a certain way, then it's like, yo, what's up? And I'm going to give you an example.
Yeah.
Please don't cancel us. I know a young lady who labels herself as queer, right?
Yes.
And she stands on that. It's in her bio. She promotes it, blah, blah, blah. Now, I know that this young lady has a boyfriend that she's been living with, dealing with.
Oh, yeah. You're going to get ate up because they're going to tell you that being queer doesn't mean.
Absolutely.
All right.
So and I know that. Please do not kill me. So the thing is, she was one day ranting because she has dumped her boyfriend. She was good. She was free, whatever. And she was ranting why men do not approach me. And she went on this long ass story. Why aren't y'all approaching me? Why aren't y'all hollering at me? And I guess somebody said, well, you're queer. And then she went into this whole other speech of y'all are uneducated, which is fair. Right. And so then it came out was like, well, we don't never see you with women. We only see you in heterosexual relationships.
Yes.
But we understand that there's a confusion on what queer technically means. So I say all that to say she was mad at men for not approaching her, and then she was mad at them also for being ignorant.
Yeah, well, in
areas that we don't never get educated on.
All right,
but that's a whole nother subject.
So let's dive into that a little bit. Right? Like the ideal of queer is an umbrella term.
It is.
So it's not unfair to someone to be unsure of how to approach her
and don't want to disrespect you in approaching you.
Yeah, so
that's what I was mainly getting at.
So there's nothing wrong with saying, because it's an umbrella term, right? It's not it's not specific, right? It's not lesbian, it's not gay, it's not homo, it's not even bi.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It's just like, yo, I'm here.
It's umbrella. Yeah. So queer is an umbrella term. So like her offense. All right. Her offense is similar to the conversation that I'm trying to have, right? Like the conversation of women saying, all right, men don't approach me when I don't wear makeup, right? And when I talked to my homegirl, I was like, let me explain something to you. I said, this is something that men have to understand. As a woman, you dress nice, all right, you throw on the makeup, you throw on the dress, you throw on the heels, you go wherever you're going, whether it's a bar, club, restaurant, wherever it is that you're going, right? And you feel you look good. I said, men are not obligated to give you a compliment.
Absolutely not.
They're not. And I said, and that becomes the problem, right? I said, this whole article is about women saying when I'm frizzled up, men come up to me, but when I'm dressed down,
they don't say nothing.
Men not saying anything. I said, you're not entitled to that man's compliment.
Yeah.
And this is the thing that we try to get men to understand on this podcast, is because it is the mixed signals, right? It's it's the mixed signals of when a woman dressed a certain way or when she wears certain things, right? Whether it's clothes, whether it's makeup, it's this ideal of, well, I should go and approach her, right? Without understanding any body language whatsoever. First off. Second off, not even understanding who you really are, right? Like, are you qualified to approach this woman?
Yeah.
Like that's a real thing.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you're just not qualified. Sometimes you can look over there and, a woman's beauty has exceeded your ability to be able to talk to this woman.
Absolutely. You fumbling.
You're fumbling. So the flip side is also correct. A lot of times women are, they feel that they're in a higher place than their audience.
Yeah.
So back to that question of, okay, my homegirl, because she was adamant on it, like, because yesterday I had sent her the one on women was saying, like, why is dad bods a thing and mom bods it's not a thing, and I was just like, look, you're in a competition. There's nothing wrong with taking the loss, right? Like I'm 5'9" stretching it, right? I can't if a woman says you have to be 6 feet.
Yeah.
It's a loss. It's just a loss. It's just an L.
And you better understand it.
And I better I better understand it. And it's like women should have these same conversations with one another. If you look better with your makeup than without your makeup, that's where you compete.
Well, hold on. Before we leave the body thing, let's not act like
I am touching the body thing.
I am. When y'all get snatched up and y'all get wrapped up, snatched up, and y'all back at it, bro, y'all be on Instagram posting every angle. I saw Yasmin Lopez. Sorry, I didn't mean to call you out. Shout out. She from Charlotte. She living in LA, living her best life. She had a baby last year out of nowhere. And every day this week, Shorty been posting her body. And she's smaller than before she had the baby. You know what I'm saying? But see, that's the thing that, you know what it is? I hate to say it. Women, y'all don't like each other. And y'all be competing with each other and be mad at each other. And then y'all just take it out on us. But that's another subject.
So to that point, what I told her was, these are opinions that y'all have of one another. Like even with the whole mom bod and the dad bod thing. Yeah. I was like, men don't judge one another's body. Like I don't look at a man as like, yo, you're fat, so you're not going to get any women.
Absolutely.
I don't care.
Absolutely.
Right? So I was like, so if a woman chooses that man, right? Like if a man is out of shape and he has a really attractive woman, I could, jealousy or envy and say, well, she's only with him because she's a gold digger, right?
Yeah.
Or I could say he got money, right? Yeah. When the truth of the matter is, she might like chubby men.
Dude,
I've dated women, like I've lost weight and I've had women be like, why are you losing weight?
Bro.
And I'm like, yo, because, I feel my best self is this weight. And women be like, nah.
They do. Bro, I had a girl one time I was trying to talk to and she was like, nah, I like bears. I said, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
She said, I can't nuzzle under you. I was like, yo, if you don't get out of my face. And then there was one chick, she wanted me to wear the smallest shirt I had, bro. And I was like, yo, I'm too skinny for that. She was like, I'm really into skinny guys. I was like, okay. Look, but I get you. You know who else is confused? Your girl. Let me tell y'all this. This is a sidebar, and we will discuss this. We got some news coming soon. We will discuss the type of women that Mike like, the celebrity women that he like. He tried to kill me that one episode about me and my love for Kim K, which Kendall has replaced her with. That's a whole nother subject. But Mike's girl, Drea. Mike has been bragging about Drea.
I love Drea, man.
When Mike was on my old podcast, he used to talk about Drea.
She's a beautiful woman.
Drea is bad.
She's a beautiful woman.
Drea,
I never confuse the two though. I never confuse beauty with brains.
I will be fair.
Never confuse brains with beauty.
Look, but one thing before we get started on Drea, you celebrities have to stop going to Twitter and asking everyday people for assistance.
Yeah, but this is why they do it though. They do it because of simp culture, right? Like what Drea wants. Drea knows that in her however many thousand followers she have on Twitter, right?
Okay.
I would say maybe easily 100,000. I don't know.
Let's just say it's 100.
But it's 100,000, right? One of those dudes is like a CPA or a bank VP.
Absolutely.
Right? There's one of those guys. So what Drea knows that when she asked that question, that either she or her assistant is going to have to go through
all of these
300, 400 DMs. But one of those people is going to be, the VP of a bank.
My issue is, first of all, Drea, this is very Meek Millish. And if y'all don't follow Meek Mills on Twitter, please do it. He asks stupider questions. One day he asked Twitter, why was the gas of private jets so expensive and where can he get it cheaper? Some shit like that. And Twitter ate him up like, yo, bro, we take Coach. We flying JetBlue. All right. Drea says, I have a question for my little scammy scammers. LOL. If you get an SBA loan and it's under a business name, what are the steps in paying it back? First of all, what? That's stupid.
Yeah.
But but it gets better. She said, and if it's under a business name and you go into default, does it go under your personal credit?
Yeah.
Now, Drea, you could have stopped there because the comments were flooded. But she decided, she said, no. Before I go for it, the fact that she said my little scammers let me know what type of time she on. Then she wrote, we family over here, smiley face. Then she goes, also, I kind of need to know this information in case it comes up in my entrepreneur workshop, like taking out loans to start a business. I'm not even going to talk about the type of people that probably go to an entrepreneur workshop with Drea. It's probably men like Mike who want to see her in person just to say, all right, yeah. She really fine in person. Or it's y'all who like going to these women empowerment sessions just to get shitted on. That is a whole nother thing about women that y'all do. But
some men have a humiliation kink.
Oh, Dwayne Wade. Sorry.
I'm not calling them names. I'm not calling them names. Allegedly.
I'm about to say, I can name them out. Allegedly. I mean, we want to be honest.
Yeah, but we talked about that on the BDSM podcast, that some men have a humiliation
and
kink.
we do not kink shame on
no,
this podcast.
We do not.
I just wanted to point
don't
that out.
name names because things that are still taboo, people like, they don't really feel like they want to share it.
Absolutely. She says, she likes to clarify what she's doing. She says, I haven't taken out any loans to start any of my businesses, but duh, Drea.
Yeah, because of simp culture.
Drea, come on.
Because of simp culture. So she ain't gonna say that though. She gonna tell you that she did it.
Drea,
she pulled herself up by her bootstraps.
Drea, how you want us to think that you got your money to start your business? If we being honest, it's not because you took out a loan, sweetie. It is what it is. But I want to know how it all works in order to answer any questions I'm asked about it.
Oh, so people asking her for business advice.
Drea,
leave my girl alone, man. Leave my girl alone.
No, Mike.
Leave my girl alone. Drea, you're fine. You're fine, Drea. There's nothing wrong with your post.
Drea, you are going to jail, Drea. Let me tell you that.
Leave Drea alone.
Drea has officially probably took out a PPP loan or SBA loan. She's about to have a workshop, and she's not having no damn workshop. Let me tell you this. Drea done took out a PPP loan, in my opinion, and is probably trying to figure out what the hell is going to happen. And just to let y'all know, when y'all apply for these loans, you have to PG it. You are personally guaranteeing that this loan will get paid.
Well, depending on your business credit. So it depends on like what track record you have, and it doesn't sound like Drea has a ton of business credit. But I mean that like what she's asking is actually the same question that most people that's never started businesses are asking. So the fact that Drea seemingly, because she got Mint swimwear. Like, she has several things. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure she books on an LLC.
Yeah,
this is probably a better question for her accountant, but I mean,
Drea, yes, it's a better question for an accountant. Absolutely,
I'm not gonna bash Drea.
Mike ain't gonna let you have it, Drea, but you too pretty to go to jail. I'm pretty sure you can work out a deal.
Drea's fine, man.
She is fine.
But that was a question that I can see a lot of people asking that seemingly easy to Google answer.
Thank you. Drea, I don't understand how you had that question. And instead of calling a 1-800 number, instead of typing it out in Google,
because
went to Twitter.
But you know why? Because of simp culture. Simp culture means that some dude is going to come in and explain all this to Drea, and he's going to be high up, right? Because he's going to have to qualify himself.
You want to go to dinner?
Because there's so many people that's going to be in her DMs that some dude's going to have to say, hey, I run $100 million, such and such, yada, yada, yada. I can show you how to do this.
Let's go over
yada,
drinks.
yada. There you go, right? Because and the problem is, Drea said too much. Like, she ain't had to say any of that to get that guy into her inbox.
Absolutely.
So it was bait, and somebody took it. And look, I don't blame people for taking bait, man. Look, if Drea baited me, I mean, I'll bite the bait. I'm not gonna marry Drea, but I'll take the bait.
Not. She left her kid at the crib to go to a strip club.
I don't know anything about that. Allegedly, I don't know anything about that. All right.
What we do not know, Lotto. I'm not trying to make fun of this, but I do want to open this conversation up. I want to expand this conversation. For those who not know, the rapper Lotto, who was formerly known as Mulatto, but she shortened it to Lotto because of y'all pretty much killed her when she was trying to talk about pigment and skin, and she started talking about dark and light, all that, and so she changed her name from Mulatto to Lotto, whatever.
Had no clue.
Sis, I'm gonna keep it real.
I know you're talking about now that you said mulatto though.
Yeah, sis, I just want to let you know you kind of didn't fix the issue. Just to let you know by shortening your name. However, she is dropping an album. Somebody's anticipating it, but she's been doing rounds to sell her album. And I'm not going to, this is one of the rare times I'm not even going to try to be funny and say that she's doing this to sell an album or to get promotion. I believe everything is a rollout. So I'm not going to say this is a rollout, but it's working. And she's saying there's a male on her album that she refuses to name. And she said he tried to holler at her to get her to sleep with her, and she refused, and he was slow rolling the process of clearing his verse. And she refusing to say who it is. So the interesting part is Big Boy had an interesting question for her. He said, are you going to say who it is? And she said, no. He said, well, did you take it off? And she said, no, I like the song too much. Which leads me to this point of, and I guess this not even for us to answer. It's actually for women to answer. But I always want to ask, how come when women are done wrong, why are we in this culture where I can't say who it is, expose who it is? And I understand that because of victim blaming, things of that nature. So I want to elevate it to, look, when do we get to a point of, hey, I've been done wrong and I got to stop self-promoting this person or enlighten this person or encouraging this person? And I give you my personal example. Years ago, we talked about it on this pod. About a photographer who's going around violating women.
Yeah.
And these women exposed him. They got him the hell up out of here. He went to jail, everything. And congratulations to those ladies, because it took one girl who was just like, yo, I was violated too much. I got to speak on it. But the thing that the issue was, so many women kept posting his pictures.
Yeah.
They were saying, hey, I was violated, but they kept posting his pictures. And I remember I asked one girl, I said, why are you still promoting his pictures and his work? And she said, the work too fire, even though I was sexually assaulted.
Yeah. Okay. So
that's where I'm at with Lotto. It's like, he didn't assault you. He made a pass at you. And yet, bro, if you trying to holler at a girl and she ain't giving you no play, you don't say, hey, now I must make it hard for you to work with me. You know what I'm saying? That's just some corny shit.
That is definitely some corny shit. And I guess the difference between men and women is, so when men run into someone that's doing some corny shit, men have the ability to just like, all right, I'm just gonna stop fucking with that dude. Right?
Yeah,
I'm just not fucking with him anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And by them losing that association, they lose whatever clout you had.
Yeah,
So it's like, all right, if this is the circle where you guys go and go to the cigar lounge and then you stop fucking with this guy, well, guess what? He just can't go there anymore, right?
Absolutely.
I don't know if women have that power to where when they stop fucking with somebody, that person stops showing up. You know what I'm saying? So I don't. There is a power dynamic there, which means that So for Lotto's album, per the Breakfast Club interview, I'm assuming that is the person that was on the Breakfast Club saying that he only releases music with a artist he collabs with and he sleeps with him. So that was Kodak Black's comment,
and he said
on the Breakfast Club,
and he came out and said, "It's not me."
Okay.
And so the thing is, she has like 8 other dudes on the album. So like now it's like process of elimination.
So, well, here's the thing. So if it's 8 guys on this album, right? Mm-hmm. Kodak says it's not him, but he said that's what he do.
Yeah.
So that means that it's another guy. So that's 2 out of 4. It's 25% of men at minimum. It's like, yo, I'm not even gonna collab with you if you don't give me some ass.
Yeah.
All right. That percentage of men, we gotta do away with that, right?
Absolutely.
The quid pro quo for pussy is where the simp culture comes from.
Yeah.
Because now I don't have to be smooth, I don't have to be educated, I don't have to be masculine, I don't have to be sophisticated. All I gotta do is say, all right, I'm gonna break bread with you, right? Or I'm gonna give you something, or I'm gonna hand you money and I expect sex in return. Mm-hmm. That's fine if it's a professional.
Yeah.
But these women aren't professionals. They're not professionals in the sense of they exchange service for money.
Yeah.
They're not professionals in that sense. these type of men is the reason why simp culture exists.
Absolutely.
Because they're not bold enough to just say, hey, if you want this verse, right, it's gonna cost you $25K and some ass.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not bold enough to say that.
Yeah.
What they're saying is, oh yeah, girl, of course I want to work with you. Yeah, I come up there in the studio, and then they showing up, and then they're doing all the work, and then they're flirting the whole fucking time. They're making the whole situation unprofessional as fuck. And to the woman's expectation, right? Like, yo, I thought you was coming in to work because you gonna get paid off of your publishing and writing. I'm gonna get paid off my publishing and writing. We are breaking bread.
Yeah.
But then this dude has the expectation of,
Oh, we breaking more than that.
I want some ass on top of that.
Yeah.
It's lame behavior.
It's super lame.
It is lame behavior, man. Like this goes back to the conversation of the men that think that if they take a woman out to eat, she should sleep with them.
Absolutely.
It goes back to the expectation of men that think if they take women on 3 dates,
Yeah.
at the end of date number 3, they should sleep with the woman. These are the same mindsets, and I hate that these guys get classified as men, right? Because that ain't masculine behavior, bro.
It's not.
I do not want, dude. I don't even understand how you want to sleep with somebody that you're trading.
Bro, I don't understand how you want to sleep with somebody that don't want to sleep with you.
For real, like I don't understand that mindset. So I don't think Lotto is. I don't think she's lying, but I also it's the industry. Like I one of my friends, she's a apprentice in electrician or whatever. And she's good at it. And she was just like, yo, I don't know if I want to stay in this industry because it's mad, it's sexist.
Yeah.
It's sexist as fuck. She get hit on all the time. But I'm like, but you're good at it. I get what you're saying, but I was like, if you get into a union, this is a $50 an hour job.
Yeah.
What else can you do that you're going to get paid $50 an hour?
Yeah.
Right? Now, do you need to learn Krav Maga in the meantime? Shit, probably. Because it is a sexist industry.
Yeah.
But where else are you going to get this from? So I say that to say, if you're in the rap industry, it is absolute misogynist industry.
Absolutely.
It's never proclaimed to be anything short of that. The music industry as a whole have damn near fashion industry, right?
Yeah.
These are very, very misogynistic places. When you go and work in those places, you definitely need to make sure that you're getting your mindset right.
Yeah.
So whether you got a life coach or a therapist, you definitely need to make sure that you're able to defend yourself. You definitely need to make sure that you're hyper aware. It's like a gazelle in the Sahara.
Yeah.
Right? Like its ears are always up.
Absolutely.
It's never chilling in the Sahara. Like, I'm gonna get to be a gazelle for 30 years and it's gonna be easy. It's like, yo, everything out here thinks I taste good. So I can live out here as much as I want to, but I got to become proficient at living there. So if you live in a male-dominated industry and if you're a woman, you're going to have to learn how to maneuver that industry. And it's the same thing for men. When men are in industries that are dominated, what I read earlier, right? Cis hetero. When cis hetero men move into industries that are not traditionally cis hetero, they have to learn how to move in those industries. Like if you move into the fashion industry or if you move into the music industry and you're a cis hetero man,
oh gosh,
you have to learn how to live in that industry.
Yo, these names that we come up with.
Hey man.
Never mind. Worst transition of all time. Shout out to
Not really.
But I'm gonna shout you out, bruh. Jesse, I gotta shout you out. Let me tell you why I'm shouting you out. You are sticking with the lie.
Is he still saying it wasn't him?
He's saying, yo, I'm not lying. He didn't got out of jail until they figure out till the appeal is over. Like, it is amazing. Jesse mic'd, he has a 3-year lie going on that the world don't believe anymore. And the thing is like, he tried to lie and he had his followers. And I'm still waiting for Vibe magazine to give straight black men an apology because y'all wrote that bullshit article. Y'all told black men that they was straight black men, that they was homophobic, that they don't support other black men, that they against.
I still saw
that.
Yeah, I still saw like somebody was like Jesse's not getting as much support as OJ. And I was like, yo, Jesse was in jail for 12 days. What you want us to do?
Yeah,
like what you want us to do, man? Like, okay, comparatively to going across state lines with a gun that's not yours or being underage and killing 2 people. Yes, Jussie's being railroaded. But Jussie didn't get 20 years, right? He got 6 months, and we knew he wasn't going to serve the whole 6 months.
Absolutely, you wasn't.
Should
he
he
might not now.
Yeah, should he have went to jail? Not really, but I mean, was it stupid? Like, I don't take what he did lightly because I take racism very, very serious in this country because it's constant, right? I just talked about the gazelle living in the Sahara, right? It's this constant ideal of always being on edge. So I don't take, especially black men.
Yep.
Right. Like the reason why a lot of men didn't say anything is because it's one of those things. It's like, it's better to say nothing because our lives are at risk in this country, right? Like black men are murdered disproportionately compared to other races. Black men are, incarcerated disproportionately. So to see a black man fake what other black men are actually having to deal with, that was disgusting.
Absolutely. And then the fact that, so let me tell you how bad it is. He fakes it. We don't know what's going on. And it's something that we deal with all the time. And then for the world to turn around and say, look at y'all silence, you're homophobic. Just for
not saying anything about a suspicious story because who the hell is out? Hell, they don't even have shootings in Chicago in the middle of winter, right? So it was suspicious.
It was that, and then it was the whole like, yo, they threw bleach on me. I walked around Chicago with a noose around my neck.
I'm gonna tell you when I knew that it probably wasn't true.
Okay, when did you know? Because I'm gonna tell you when I knew.
All right, when he said they called him the F word and a nigger, right? I was like, you never get both. You never get both. You normally only get one bigot, like because a bigot is normally so enraged that they can't combine both of them.
No. They got to pick which one.
They got to pick which one they want to be mad at.
I knew two times. I knew he was wrong. I have a homeboy. Shout out to my boy Amir, who's gay, and he always let me know when their relations is bullshit. When he called me, he said, "Yo, don't believe this bullshit." I said, "Nah, man, come on." He said, "No. This is bullshit." To put it in perspective, I remember when Lil Nas X first came out and Amir called me. He's like, "Oh yeah, he one of us." And I was like, "No, he's not." Yeah. He's like, No, he is. He's like, "Bro, we know this boy. Like this, like our community. If people don't know, the black community is not that big anyway, right? Yeah. And then the LGBTQ plus community is not that big. It's smaller, way smaller, right?
So I would guess for them, black males in that community would be.
They like, we know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when he told me about Lil Nas X months before that came out, and then when he told me about Jussie, he called me, he said, yo, I know you heard the story. It's bullshit. Don't listen to it. I said, all right. And then when I read that Jussie was at Subway and he walked from Subway to the police station with the noose around his neck, I said, yo, you added on, and I kind of want to get into what was the worst lie you ever told. Sometimes when you lying and you add one little detail in there that's too much.
Yeah, I don't even know like the worst lie I've ever told.
Let me tell you about mine.
Dude, my mom did not play lying. Like she did not. So like I don't know what happened to her in her life to where she cannot deal with lying. But I would say probably about 8 or 9, I was more or less like, no, I'm just gonna tell you the truth. And you said that you're not gonna punish me if I tell you the truth.
So I'm gonna try and see if it works this time. One time, I was taking a shower in my parents' bathroom, and I seen a razor, and so I get the razor, and so I'm looking at it, and my dad ain't got no shaving cream in there, so I'm just shaving my arms and shit, and it's funny. And so I decide, I want to shake my head up.
Oh.
Stupidest thing ever, right? So I cut the back of my head because I'm like, I can't see the front. But if I just try to cut a little bit off the back, let's see what happens. Cut my head, Mike. I gash my head. I get out the shower, dry off, touch my head, feel it's a bald spot. But I throw the razor in the back of my dad's thing. So I'm in the bathroom. I run. My pops is like, yo, you got blood in the back of your head. I'm like, I don't know. So I dry it. So he said, yo, how did you get that gash in the back of your head? And I was like, nothing. I don't know.
Yeah.
He said, did you use a razor? I was like, no, sir. My father finds the razor. He said, Gavin, your hair is blonde.
Like you.
And he looked at me.
Like Fred Sanford, you big dummy.
He said, your hair is blonde. You the only one in this house with blonde hair. He said, let me go get my belt. And that was it. And so after that, and then I ain't never got a whooping with my pops laughing. That was it. He was like, yo, this is the stupidest thing ever. He's like, the only reason why I'm doing it, he said, you lied and you told a bad lie. He said, I gave you an opportunity to tell the truth. Yeah. He said, because your hair got to grow back. It's going to take a while. It's raw. So he was like, you got to deal with that.
Yeah.
So you got to go to school.
Gosh.
And this is back when we used to go to church 3 times a week. He's like, they about to kill you at church. He said, so it's no need of whooping you. But he said, the fact that you lied and told a stupid one at that, he said, I got to give it to you. And he laughed. So, and then after that moment, he gave me the whole speech. Like, if you tell me the truth, it'll make your punishment easier. He gave me that BS.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I ain't gonna lie no more after this. Still got whoopings, you know what I'm saying? I still told a couple lies, but you know, that's how parents do.
Yeah, I think my mom was done. Like, I actually stopped lying. And, you know, but I'm grateful for that because even today, like, I really don't lie to people, like, at all. Like, I'm just like, yo, this is how it is.
This is how I feel.
You know, sorry. Yeah. Now, I have learned that I have to be cognizant of people's feelings because that's the thing about communication.
That's a whole nother pod, Mike.
Yeah, it is.
Let's do it.
Because the whole point about communication is the trading of ideals and thoughts. So if you say something and that person can't accept it, then why the fuck are you even trying to communicate? It's a waste of time. So I have learned that, you know, how you say it, what you say, you know, means a lot. It means as much as also meaning what you say. So, and that doesn't mean that I don't lie. It just means that, you know, if I lie to you, gosh, I really don't want to deal with you at all.
Yeah.
Like 0%.
And you know what I realize, what I'm realizing more and more, I was talking to my homeboy yesterday, and on the phone with him taught me that you got to be comfortable with the outcome of you telling the truth to some people.
Yeah. Yeah. You
got to accept that. Like, because me and him was talking about personal things that was going on with both of us. And he told me, he said, you told me something and it hurt, and I ain't talked to you in the last week. And he said, but I had to sit with that, and I realized, damn, you told me the truth. Yeah. And I told him some things about people, and I was like, yo, they told me stuff about me and I ain't like it. And I had to realize, like, all right, or I've told other people stuff and I just had to be cool with them not being cool with me. But you know how that is. Deshaun got 230 now.
Guaranteed. You got an NBA contract.
That money's stupid.
That is stupid.
230?
Yeah.
And just to let y'all know, we recording right now, Tyreek Hill going to the Dolphins for 5 picks, which is nuts to me for a wide receiver. Especially when that
is his guaranteed? Was that $70 million guaranteed?
It looked like $70 million guaranteed over 3 years.
NFL guys starting to get these NBA contracts, man. Go get your money, young boys.
Please go get it. Kylie Jenner, this is gonna be real quick before we get to this talk of the day. But Kylie Jenner and Travis have announced they've changed their kid name. Last month, they told us their kid was gonna be named Wolf. Y'all bullied that girl into changing her kid name, dog. Like, y'all killed her, and she won't even say the new name. She just said we didn't name him Wolf. And
what?
Why people read a mentions like that?
I don't know, because I'll be honest. The only reason I check our comments now is just because there's a few of them. But look, some of this shit blow up and y'all drop like 1,000 comments. I'm not gonna care. I'm not reading them shits.
I will, because I love the drama.
I'm not reading them. So like, why they care what someone said the name for that child?
Your kid is never gonna work.
Yeah, like Wolf. I mean, there's worse names, I'm sure.
Yeah. Look, don't we got ain't one of the dudes on the news named Wolf? I don't know.
Yeah, Wolf Blitzer.
Yeah, I'm about to say, yo, it's not the worst name ever.
I kind of like Wolf.
Yeah, it's not.
That's funny that y'all bullied her to changing the kid's name. Y'all also cyber bullies.
They out
y'all
here. They got Chrissy Teigen off of Twitter, even though she was out there bullying people bad, but they got her up off of there.
If you're gonna say something, you have to be willing to either stand behind it or change your mind. And that, that's how I am. Like, if someone brings me new information and I'm like, okay, well, this changes my viewpoint, like, I'm just going, oh, well, shit, I don't think that way anymore. Yeah. Like, I'm not going to sit here and defend something if I change my mind. Like, I don't have that much pride to be like, what I think is final. Like, nah.
Bruh, I was, your brother was a witness to this whole conversation. We was in a group chat, and one of the boys, he cussed my ass out. He was going in on me, right? He said something, so me and him going back on what he said to me. So he said, call me. So I called him, and my exact words to him was, you don't get to say what you said to them. To me, you don't get to say that to me. Like, we not doing that. And he was like, all right. And so we had this conversation about, I told him, I said, sometimes when I'm talking and I use our group for that, our group chat,
Yeah.
and I use the group chat that me and him are in. I said, it ain't the end of my thought. Sometimes you gotta, I said, bro, you have to understand that sometimes when people talk, this may be the beginning of their thought.
Yeah, exactly.
This might be the middle, and they might be, hey, I'm stating my opinion to y'all, and because I know y'all opinions matter to me, y'all gonna either change my mind or are gonna agree with me. So I'm just here to flesh out this conversation.
Exactly.
And so it is funny now that, look, the fact that, these celebrities, they get all up in their feelings sometimes, and it's sad.
Well, because they want to be right. They don't want to understand. They want to be right, and those are two different places of coming from, right?
Yeah.
Same conversation, but one person wants knowledge, one person wants to be right. It could be the exact same conversation. It's two different outcomes, and you have to kind of hear early in the conversation. Does this person want understanding, or does this person want to be right? And then just decide, shit, I might have 2 hours to fuck around on a Tuesday night and just debate you for the sake of debating you. But most nights, I'm probably not going to have that kind of time. So it's like, I'm not going to engage into this conversation. Absolutely. Which is why I don't really ever read y'all comments. Because I was like, most of the time, I'm not really going to engage in that conversation.
I'm there, though. Let me tell y'all something. I'll be ready because I drop my kid be up at 4:30. Then I drop him off at daycare at 8. And from 8 to like 12, it's go time to cuss y'all out.
I'm good.
And I like it, man. You know what I'm saying? If you got a problem with what I've said in the past, we're going to have a hot takes podcast coming soon where we got to explain our hot takes and say, hey, do we still stand on it? Or B, we don't. I think Mike is going to change his basketball take about Dirk, but that's a whole nother subject for another day.
Not happening.
And we will see if he changes his mind.
And not trying to be right. That's just my understanding of it. If more data comes in and I was wrong, I'm going to say, shit, I was wrong.
Nick Wright doing his top 18. He's saying Jason Tatum is the 18th best player in the NBA.
Hey, to my currently or all time?
Currently.
Oh, that might work. Jason Tatum should be top 18. That ain't hard.
You think so? Let me read out his top 18 just to piss you off. Nick Wright, he's the worst. Nick Wright just be talking so he can make LeBron look better at anything. No matter what his take is, it's, hey, he says, Nick Wright does this thing like, hey, no matter what I talk about, I have to prove to you at the end that LeBron is the best. And for that, I don't listen to Nick Wright anymore. Like, now, he does magically be right on race stuff, which I like. I like to applaud, not applaud, because I don't want to seem like I'm hyping him up, but I do appreciate when people like him, Skip when he wants to do it correctly, Max when he used to be like that, they'll be right on race. And they get on their platforms and say, hey, X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
But yeah, Nick said that. I can't find his tops, but I'm gonna find it before the end of this podcast so I can cuss Mike out. Because I don't know if Jason
Tatum, dude, the league doesn't have that many stars. It's only like 5 stars. Jason Tatum is easily in the top 18.
You think so? We gonna get there.
Yeah.
All right. The topic of the day. Let's talk about this red pill rabbit hole because this is interesting.
All right, so our podcast falls in the Black manosphere.
Absolutely.
The problem with falling into any manosphere right now is that you get quickly labeled as red pill. So we occasionally get the pushback on. Well, we got the pushback on when we were saying that men should not have children with women that they are not married to, or at least a heavy intention to get married. Right? And I'm not even talking about like I think I want to marry her. Like no, like y'all have picked a wedding date, but y'all just got caught up. Right? That is different. But we're really talking about men accountability on this podcast, and I see that sometimes we'll get a comment from somebody, and I go to that page, and I'm just like, oh, you red pill. This is not a red pill podcast.
Okay.
All right. So the ideal of the red pill, it's basically this ideal of they're anti-feminists, right?
Okay.
And on this podcast, we're not pro-feminist, right? We've made that clear, all right. But they're not wrong, or we don't disagree with them because they're women, right? Like me and one of my online friends, we kept getting into it because he kept trying to make it seem like, that we have a misogynist viewpoint. And I was like, yo, we do not have a resentment for women. We talk to men the accountability of men, and we hold women accountable, right? Like, because if you think that women are just always instantly innocent, right, and you just simp for them, then there's no way for you to improve your behavior because you think that everything that's wrong with them has to deal with you. Mm-hmm. And it's like, yo, like, you can't live in a reactionary world. You have to perform at a top level, and even once you perform at a top level, there's still a chance that you'll be violated. Mm-hmm. Right? Like, even,
facts.
You know, you could be the safest driver in the world, somebody can still rear end you.
Absolutely.
Right? So it's this ideal of, like, even when you become who you are as a man, right, you can still run across the wrong woman. You have to really build who you are as a man so you can absorb that. All right? That's not what they teach on Red Pillars. On Red Pillars, it is this whole ideal that women are at fault and all men problems are because of women. All right. So the first part of that is, you know, this ideal that men are the prize, right? All right. You're not the prize because you have a dick. That's the stupidest thing in the fucking world, man. Like, you guys got to stop running around here talking about men are the prize. Men are the prize. Like, no, bro. Some men are the prize.
Small percentage.
Yeah, and you can make yourself to become that, right? Like, you can build that within yourself. But you are not a prize because you have a dick.
Yeah.
Cut that shit out. All right? Being nice, right? Like, this idea, we keep seeing this ideal of men think that because women aren't nice to them and they're being nice to women, that women are wrong.
Or they old.
Yeah. Like, first thing I said about the makeup thing, right? What I told my homegirl, hey, just because you look nice, you are not entitled to a compliment from a man.
Absolutely.
Right? The same thing applies to men. Just because you're nice to a woman, women aren't obligated to be nice back to you or to offer you favor.
Facts.
All right? Get out of this red pill rabbit hole. And the last thing is this idea of the disagreements with feminism. Now, I'm gonna read a section. So there's a page, and this isn't I don't believe this page is black. I believe it's mostly Anglo with a small percentage of black. But it's this board, a message board called a Red Pill, and the guy that goes by Morpheus, I guess he's the founder of it. And the reporter asked him this question. This article is on, I want to say, The Guardian. All right.
Okay.
She asked him, what event led to the red pill? His answers has been edited for length. All right. This is what Morpheus said. Having spent my 20s looking for female companionship, I noticed that the dating game wasn't what I was taught. My parents prepared me for what I've learned from the movies. It was stacked against guys. It was a very unpleasant experience. The reporter asked, can you give me an example? Over the past 10 years, the flakiness of women have gotten worse. You meet a girl, hit it off, get her number, agree to date. She'd either no show or cancel right before. I found myself putting in all this effort for nothing. It was very defeating. It is not the way courting worked when my parents met.
Oh, gosh.
All right. This is like the most pathetic shit I've ever read in my fucking life, bro.
Mama.
Sorry, Mom. I've never read something so pathetic in my life.
And that was for Mike's mom.
That because you asked a woman for her number, and she didn't respond to you the way that you wanted to respond, that you went full on anti-women. Y'all dudes gotta fucking chill, man.
I see why y'all don't get laid.
It is impossible to get laid. And here's the thing. These are the same guys that when they get a girl number, the moment they get in her car, they done send her 10 text messages.
Yeah, you good?
You good?
Where you going?
Where you at? When can I see you again? What you doing tomorrow? Can I get you out? Can I take you out for lunch?
Can I kidnap you? Like, it's like, bro, just tell her.
And that's what you're asking, right?
Basically.
So at the end of it, now you freaked her out to the point that you have to up the ante so fucking high to get this woman to come out of our house. Right? Because you've come off so creepy that the only thing that's going to get her out of the house now is Steak 48.
Yeah.
Like that. Because she's like, okay, there's no way he's going to take me to Steak 48 and stab me at the end of the night.
Nah.
Right? Like that's the mindset of what goes on. And it's like, yo, you guys got to fucking chill, man. You have to understand how to turn yourself into a desirable enough man to whereas you don't have to work as hard. We were joking last week in the group chat, right? Where you sent the young lady photo, and you was like, yo, in college, you was like, yo, she get a whole refund check. And what I said, I was like, bruh, all they wanted was Chick-fil-A in college.
Absolutely.
I don't know when this shit changed.
By the time I got there.
That's all you had to do, man. If you got Chick-fil-A with a lemonade, because the lemonade was extra,
bruh,
right?
60 cents.
So if you waited in that line and you came back and you was like, yo, I brought you Chick-fil-A, yo, ladies was like, all right, man, this dude is solid, right? But when you get older, you realize it wasn't the Chick-fil-A. It was that you were reliable. You were safe.
Yeah.
You could hold the conversation. And you were desirable enough that when you gave her time, she was like, shit, out of all the women, he wants to be with me.
Absolutely.
And that's what you guys don't get. And y'all throw money at the fucking problem over and over and over and over again.
Finally, we could talk about it.
You throw money at the problem. And then you wonder why the problem was never fixed.
Okay.
Not a money solvable problem.
It's not. That's y'all problem. That's why men low key, not even low key, that's why they really be mad when they invest so much time, and the time don't even matter to them, because my generation in particular does not value time.
Yeah.
Right? Time is a luxury in this world, bro. Time is the only thing you cannot get back. We've all lost money. We've lost cars. We've lost jobs, whatever.
Friends.
Bro, friends, family. It don't matter, yo. You get it back.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? For everybody that's left my family, I've gotten a new cousin.
Yep.
In-laws, something like that. For all the money I've lost and spent, geez, formula ain't cheap. You know what I'm saying? I get another photo shoot. You know what I'm saying? So, but your time you don't get back. So we don't even value time. So I'm not even gonna speak on that. What I do want to speak on is you dudes be going out on these first dates, dog, and you do too much, and you're not even talking to her. That be the joke.
That's the thing. It's like, yo, until you get to the point where this lady is hitting you up all the time and y'all are laughing, there is no need to go on a dinner date. We were out on Saturday, and we was talking about, so there's was it Fiverr or whatever, whoever put on the little concerts, the little mini concerts everywhere with the candle lights or whatever.
Yeah.
I forget whatever they is, but anyway, so they're having a show in Charlotte where they're gonna do a tribute to Adele, right?
Okay.
So we all fellas, and we was like, yo, y'all want to go to this? This is probably gonna have some ladies out here, right? So it's like, y'all want to go? Like, we was like, yeah, like, so we all bought our tickets or whatever.
Yeah.
And we were discussing with one of my guy friends there. We were discussing, and he had went to one. I don't know what it was for, but he ended up running into this really attractive young lady.
Okay.
I mean, she was like, she was bad. Like, she was bad, and he was like, he was so into her, right? And then we were just like, yo, so I'm always the jerk.
Here you go, Mike.
So I'm like, yo, hey, if she out there again, yo, can I take a run at her, right? Like, can I get a number and see what I can do, right?
I can't stand Mike.
So I'm joking with her, right? So he's like, yeah. I mean, like, man, yeah. He's like, no, it didn't work for me. Maybe it'll work for you. And and ultimately, I was like, nah, dude. I was just playing, but I was like, hey, there's a good chance that we're gonna run across her out here.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, if we run across her again, run it back.
Yeah.
Right? Like, shoot a shoot. Shoot a shoot, man. But my homeboy, to a lesser extent, isn't as much of a sniper as I am.
Yeah,
right?
You Steph Curry.
So it's two different mindsets. Which one of us is right? Which one of us is wrong? Doesn't matter.
It don't.
We're there to exchange the ideals, right?
Yeah.
Like, my whole thing is like, yo, I mean, she could say I'm not interested, but if I see her again and we start speaking and we start laughing, like, I'm gonna throw it in there like, yo,
how you been?
How you doing? Let's get up, right? Some men don't have that in them, but you don't go full red pill because you don't have that in you. You don't go to the ideal that women owe you something. Like, I would never let my homeboy think that women owe him something.
Absolutely.
Because he was dressed nice, he took her out to a nice restaurant. Like, he would never be able to have that conversation with me I don't like her anymore. I don't like women like her anymore because she didn't reciprocate what I was given. Right?
Absolutely.
Like, I would be like, that, bro, that's a dumb thought process.
Absolutely.
So when I say, like, the red pill rabbit hole is, you have men that will one have that thought, right? Like my boy don't have that thought. He don't have the thought that she owe him anything. But you'll have men that'll say, all right, I did something for her. She owed me something. And now you have men that are coming on the back end of that saying, yeah, bruh, she owed you something, right? That is such that
Why she do you like that?
Yeah, that's such a terrible take. It's such a terrible place to live. You know, if a woman declined you, you know, one time, you know, all right,
many.
bet it's one time, you
There's
know,
so many chicks
but if you
out
see
here.
her again, there's nothing wrong with just speaking, right? Like
Yeah.
she, you know, but to keep shooting to the point of stalking is not the same thing as being nice to her every time you see her.
Yeah.
These are two completely separate thought processes. And if you go down the red pill rabbit hole, you're going if you take the same saying that I'm saying right now, shoot or shoot. If you go down the red pill rabbit hole, that shit look like stalking.
Yeah.
Right? You're in her inbox, you're showing up places where you at, you following her Instagram. Whereas if you take the mindset of, hey, I need to build and make myself out to be a better guy, it's just whenever you see her, right, that you're just nice to her. Like, hey, what's up? Hey, good to see you again. And you keep it moving. These are two separate thought processes for the same statement.
Yep.
Of shoot or shoot, right? Like, shoot or shoot on with the guy that's like, hey, how you doing? Is when she come over there and she's interested, he doesn't feel a way about saying, all right, she wasn't interested 6 months ago, but for some reason she interested now.
Yep.
You know, I'm gonna take the win.
Absolutely.
Versus the guy that, you know, well, she wasn't interested 6 months ago. Fuck her now.
Yeah.
You're like, what?
Bro, I feel bad for y'all. And
The boy's weird, man.
yeah, it's so weird. I was laughing. Me and my shout out to Tequila. Me and her was hanging out, and for some reason, we got onto this topic of simping, and she brung up how I think I've told this plenty of times, but one of my homeboys was trying to talk to one of her homegirls, and she kept curving, bruh, and he just kept upping the stakes. And one day he was just like, yo, I'm in Walmart. You need anything? And this girl staying in an apartment with three other girls, in college. And she got everybody food order. And he came by and dropped off bags from Walmart.
Yeah, that's simple.
And
That ain't being nice.
She never went out with this guy.
Yeah.
She never gave him no buns. And it was just like me and her was laughing. She said, Gavin, I text you so that you can tell him don't do this.
Yeah.
And she said, you told him, and he still was just like, I'm good. And, you know, we laughed, and now every time we bring up her name, man, whatever, bro, whatever, F her. And it's like, nah, you got played. And mind you, this is back in 08, 09. But it's funny now. All right, we got the young boy question of the week from Mike. And Mike, I'm going to tell you, this question came up. I brung it up at, shout out to No Grease. They had a brunch on Sunday, and we had this conversation there. And I was just like, oh, now I definitely got to get, I got the female perspective. But I'm definitely here to hear this question from Mike. All right, the question is, I finally met my homeboy's girlfriend that he's been bragging about. I smashed back in the day. Do I tell him? Mike, we need an answer.
Hey, this is a good one. You need to clip this one.
Oh, it's getting clipped.
All right. So, all right, there's questions that need to be answered. We got to get an audience here because I have so many questions when people say things like this. All right, how long have they been dating? Like that's a big part.
That is a big part.
So if they've been dating like 2 weeks, I mean, for one, he shouldn't have been bragging for like 2 weeks.
Absolutely.
But sometimes you goddamn you knock that heavyweight so far out your fucking lead
that you like
that
talking.
you just talking, right?
Okay.
So if it's been a short period of time, I would actually just tell her to be like, yo, you should mention this, right? Like short period of time, and short is relative, like whatever short is to you. But if they've been talking for like 6-7 months and he in love,
you gotta let it ride.
Let it ride, bro. let it ride. Because there's no. This is your homeboy, and at the end of the day, you love your boy, right? You love him.
Yeah.
And there's nothing good that's going to come from you telling him, right? Like he's not, unless he's a cook and have a humiliation kink.
Yeah.
There's nothing that you could say that's gonna make him feel better about the situation.
Absolutely.
Let that shit ride, bro.
Bruh. So I'm at No Grease and we were having this conversation, and the women looked at me crazy when I go, why would y'all ever say anything? Like, cause they were asking, they switched it up on me. They was like, yo, like, let's say you're the guy and it's our homegirls. We feel like we have to tell our homegirl, yo, I smashed him back in the day. And I was like, why would y'all ever do that? Like, shut up.
Yeah.
Just shut it up.
I mean, again, here's the thing. People like inflicting pain on other people because most of the time we're hurt ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
hurt people hurt people.
They
right?
do. This get deeper than I thought. Okay.
Yeah. So if I, again, what is my concern of me telling somebody this, right? Like if I've been smashing this girl, if I smashed her back in the day and I see my homeboy is with her and he's happy with her, is me telling him that I smashed going to make him feel better? Is that going to make him feel more in love? Is that going to make him more secure in this relationship? If that answer is yes, then I do it.
Yeah.
But that answer ain't yes.
It's not yes.
Unless he's a cuck with a humiliation kink.
And he get off to it.
Yeah, the answer's no. Now, if I know my homeboy is a cuck and he gets into reclaiming his woman, then I'm gonna be like, yo, dude, I hit, right? Cause I know he gonna be like, oh shit, yeah, But I mean, real, that shit don't happen for the most part. Well, most people don't admit to that shit. So it's like, what is me telling them is going to help? It's not going to help anything.
Absolutely.
When people like to go out there and share information and share gossip, they doing that shit because they kind of want to see. They kind of want to see how you're going to deal with that hurt, right? It's kind of watching the train wreck scenario, right? Damn, are you gonna handle it or can you not handle it?
Yep.
I know of shit, like of people that I know, of shit that I wish I didn't know.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like I wish I did know.
Oh my gosh.
But I've watched how people handle those situations and I've watched how they've grown. And I oftentimes see myself where I'm like, damn, man, how did they get through that, right?
Yeah.
They're doing just fine. My stupid ass over here wondering how the hell they got through it. And I give a personal example. I remember one time I was talking to my mother about the woman that I was dating.
Yeah.
And I ended up telling my mom something and my mom brought this shit up like 2 weeks fucking later and we was fine. And I was like, and I think I said this on the podcast before. I told my mom, I was like, you know what? I was wrong for telling you that.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, at the end of the day, I'm your son. You're never going to take someone else's side over your son. Yep. I have to be cognizant of that. That's my responsibility. So if to go back to this question, I mean, shit. Let's say it's my woman.
Yeah.
And one of my homeboys is smash. I don't really want to hear that shit, bro.
Absolutely not.
I don't want. Now here's the thing. If she's lying to me, if you're still smashing.
Yeah, then we gotta talk, and I gotta fight.
Yeah,
and dump her.
If you still smashing, then yes, let me know. But if you had smashed in the past,
because what's gonna happen is one day she gonna do something nasty in bed, and I gotta be like, dang, did they do this? Did she learn here? Never mind.
Yeah, but now if you are actively smashing, your homeboy's girl, and you didn't know that was his girl, right? She just, y'all met her at the same time. You end up smashing, he end up dating her. What you don't do is say, I'm smashing.
Absolutely.
What you do is say, hey, bro, I know a dude that was hitting that. Like same time you hitting it. Y'all might want to clear that shit up. Yeah.
Hey, joke of the day. One time I was talking to Ez about this girl, and I told him that she did something. He was like, where you think she learned that at? Because she wasn't doing that last time you talked to her. And I was like, bro, I told Ez, I said, I'm never talking to her again, and I didn't.
But that's the thing,
and it was
man.
funny.
But like when the older you get, man, the less likely,
the less you care.
You're to care about that. Like that is definitely a I don't know. I'd say a 20 start because yeah. Like the older you get, it's kind of like shit. I hope you don't learn something from somebody else. Like I don't want to come in here and teach you everything.
Yo, that's why I don't understand why y'all like virgins, but whatever.
Well, I mean So to piggyback on that, why men ask, body count like that.
That is a stupid.
That is a huge thing right now, and I'm not saying that it's information that you shouldn't ask per se, But what's your reason for asking? Like, if you're asking for the sake of, well, I mean, I just kind of want to know what your history is, but I don't really care what the number is, right? I don't care if the number's 1 or 100, and that's not the majority of men.
Yeah,
right. Most men actually care about that number, and it's becoming a big deal. And the problem, the problem with the question is, bruh, she could tell you anything.
Yeah, are you gonna believe her?
You have no way to confirm it, and you're not gonna believe her, right? So if a woman is 34 and she tells you that she's been with 6 guys,
yeah, you're gonna be like,
whatever. That ain't true.
And if she tell you she been with 600, you're gonna be like,
That's too many.
That's too many.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
stupidest thing.
It's a stupid question. So look, it goes back to who are you, right? Because if you start dating somebody and they're not who you thought they were, and you're like, all right, well, I thought this was something else, but it's not this, and you solid, bro, all you're gonna do is just walk away. And the shit ain't gonna matter to you.
Absolutely.
So it's like when you guys ask all these questions, you don't feel like you're qualified. So what you're looking for is reasons that you should be qualified, because you want to be able to bring this shit up later and be like, you know, I should have never gave you that opportunity. I should have never gave you that shot. You was never worthy of it. Instead of just saying at the end of the day, like, yo, everything I gave you was yours, and it's yours to keep. And I'm gonna move on if it doesn't work.
Absolutely. Yo, man, I want to thank y'all for tuning in. What you got planned this weekend?
Nothing.
Nothing? You ain't going out?
Oh yeah, you know, I might go out this weekend.
I about to say, come on, man. Hopefully,
spring weather is here, man. I've been hitting up on the spots though, on like Saturday, Sundays. So
last Sunday I went to a brunch and it was cool, but then I was just like,
I can't do the brunch thing. I don't
Why
like
not?
I don't like sitting around in a crowd, in an audience, like waiting in lines. I don't like any of that shit. I don't like the whole idea of like brunches. I don't know.
the girls love brunch, man.
They do. It be women out there, but it's like,
They
yo,
do.
I can't do online. I can't. I be seeing lines get into these places. I be like, yo, like it ain't that fun.
Bruh. Speaking of joke before we hop up out of here. This morning Karina come in the room and was like, I had a dream that you left me for my coworker. You know my dumb ass go, what she look like? She was like, shut the hell up. And then she described it. I said, you think I'll leave you for that? I was like, yo, that ain't even my type.
Man, and that's the thing. Like, look,
And we laughed so hard this morning about it.
man, tell women ain't nobody leaving, man. Like, it's an open relationship now.
Look,
It's an open
that,
relationship.
and then, well, not even that. It's like, I complain about money now.
Oh yeah, you gotta have a lot of money to have multiple
What?
women. You gotta have a lot.
Do you
of money.
know how much I be complaining then that I got a new chick that I gotta take care of and you and a boy?
Yeah.
No.
No, you don't.
I'm
you
good.
You gotta make a lot of money for multiple
Look,
chicks.
and then she told me the girl was like 5 foot. And I was like, come on, man. And I was like, she got an ass? No. Did she have this? No.
Nah.
I said, yo, what do you think I'm into?
Ain't nobody leave you for that.
Yeah. That's why I told her. And then I was like, yo, what? And then she was like, yeah, now that I'm saying it, it does sound stupid. I'm like, duh. And so I was laughing at her. But anyway, man, I want to thank y'all for listening. Be sure to check us out on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Please follow us on TikTok. On Facebook, we about to get these reels popping. You know, Facebook needs to start giving us like a quarter per view.
Man, I'll take less than that.
Something. Anything, Facebook. Anything. 10 cents. We don't matter. But anyway, we're going to holler at y'all next time.
Holla at your boy.